Hi, you're watching The Tattooed Psychic. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm horrible at self-promotion. Well, not really, but I don't enjoy it. But hit it if you like it. I woke up this morning and I was doing my morning meditation and focusing on the energy I want to produce today. And I wanted to share with you what Spirit was telling me. And it was interesting because I've been using the power of my brain a little more, trying to understand how the brain works and how we can use the power of manifestation and whatnot. And this morning I was literally thinking, I'm trying to share this with others, but they're not sure if they believe it. And I was like, what if this gets too powerful? What if you can create so much that it's just like you're, and you have to leave people behind because you're operating on a higher level? Like, what if it's too much? And I pulled the card Ego Sublimination. What does that mean? It means this. The ego is a very valuable tool we have, and it can either be very bad, you can use it for very negative things, or very positive things, right? What I've learned is we're taught that when somebody says, oh, they're egotistical, that usually implies a negative thing, right? It implies it's something negative. Where in all honesty, we need the ego to achieve the life that we want. And that doesn't mean we have to be brutal to people or I'm better than you, because that's how people affiliate the ego. Somebody who thinks, oh, I'm better than you, look at me. They're so egotistical, they think they're so great. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, in presented the right way, there's nothing wrong with somebody thinking they're great. That's how you should feel, right? Don't be afraid to feel great. You should feel great. You should be proud of who you are. You should be proud of your gifts, right? But it is in how you present it. It really is. And some people are going to find that when you walk in your power, you're going to scare them because they still haven't found their power. So they want their level to be here. You understand what I mean? And you're going to be up here when you start understanding how the ego works and how you can use the power of your brain to really create the life you want, which is a lot of people don't believe. So I test it in little ways. You know, it's so funny, and this is a funny story, and take it as you will. But this literally just happened, and I'm getting back into doing readings after taking years off, after I'm doing some heavy healing work on myself, admitting a lot of things wrong with myself. But that being said, nobody's perfect, and we all make mistakes, and I think forgiveness is part of this phase of journey we're in. But that being said, I was looking on Amazon for this certain rug, right? And I had it on my save file in Amazon, and I was like, you know what? I shouldn't spend the money on it because it's, you know, I'm learning to be more cautious with my money. And long story short, I go to a store the other day, right after I just said, you know what, I can't, I'm going to put this on hold till I have extra fund money. And I went to a store the other day, and the rug was there for like $7.99. So I bought it. I'm not kidding you. And it was only $30 on Amazon, but it was like, do I really need a rug for $30? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to budget my money better. So that being said, Spirit goes, here you go, here's that rug you want. It's a cool rug, it's a tiger rug. It's really awesome. And they only had one. And I saw it and I grabbed it. I was like, that's crazy, because I just manifested that into reality, right? And I know that sounds silly, like, oh, Faye, that was just a coincidence. Maybe, but that rug was so specific, you know what I mean? And I go to that store all the time and never seen it. And that being said, it is about, when people ask me, Faye, what do you mean about the power of manifestation? What do you mean about your cellular work? What do you mean about this? I go, you really have to understand it's about getting into the brain. It really is. Spirit work is a lot of the brain work because you have to use your imagination. You have to use your ability to create yourself feeling things. You know what I mean? The brain is the tool. And the spirit, when you work the brain and the spirit together, it really creates this amazing constant flow of beautiful energy. And I can't tell you this is how you do it, 1, 2, 3. I can only share with you how I've done it. And if it works for me, it might work for you. And there's other people who do this. So get on YouTube, look at videos. For me, it was about getting into cellular work, which I'm doing still. And it's about understanding my role in certain situations in my life and being honest and being truthful and forgiving myself. Oh my gosh, like I said the other day, I was driving in my car and I had a breakdown about my, raising my son as a young woman and how I felt like I maybe wasn't the best mother and, just crying, texting my son. And he's so great though. I mean, he's just like, Mom, I wouldn't have had it any other way. He's just the best. So it is about facing those things that you've been afraid to face and feel. To heal, you have to really face some shit. It ain't easy, folks. But once you get to a certain level, which I feel like I am, I'm getting to that place where I'm really content. You really get to that place where all that matters is what you're doing in the world to make people feel better about their life, to better themselves, right? Like that's where it's at for me. It's about, I just want people to see that they can overcome things like I have. And I've had a hard life. And I don't like pity, and I like, oh, poor Faye. People always say you should write a book. I go, oh God, how many books? And almost everyone has a tragic story, right? But some of us have more abuse in our lives than others. And I had that. I didn't have parents. I was in foster homes. I was abused in every way you can imagine. And beaten, left for dead. I mean, just you name it. And in my adult life too, just a few years ago, I was attacked and I couldn't put my head on a pillow for 8 months. I thought I was going to die. I saw death. So, and that really shut me down. And that's what led me on this path of like, wow, how the hell is this happening to me? What am I doing? I've learned that I'm too open. And as healers, we are. Until we're not. Like, what I've seen in a pattern of healers that I've known for years that are my age is that we really have this passion for our work until people destroy us, and then we shut down and we hermit and we close, which I did for about 7 years. I said, fuck spirit, fuck this work, fuck it. I don't care if the world explodes. I've had it. And then, spirit always comes back with love, and here I am. You know what I mean? It's just amazing, the power of spirit. And that's why I do this YouTube channel, and that's why I do my podcast and try to help people as much as I can. And it's not because I'm a saint, right? It's because I'm a human being who's had a hard life and got to this peaceful place where I don't hate myself anymore, where I don't hate life, I don't hate living. I want to connect with people. I want to show people their light, let them shine bright around me, because if we shine all together, we just fucking explode, right? The darkness has to go away if we're all shining. And that's what I want. We'll never get rid of it completely, though. I mean, you can't have a perfect world, but you can have a stronger world. And when you look around the world, I mean, I did a show years ago, and I predicted all this stuff, and that doesn't make me anything. It doesn't. It just it shows you the power of spirit. The power of spirit is always saying that we have to get it together as individuals so we can spread that into the environment, because what we're doing is seeking for the answers out here. So many people do not want to get real to heal. They do not want to face their stuff, and you just have to. That's the way you shine your light, is face your darkness. When you live in darkness, your light can't shine. That's for fact. So we have to work on the ego. It's okay to feel wonderful. It's okay to feel beautiful. Use it in the right way. What's wrong with showing your gifts? My God. They're amazing. Let's see what else we got. I hope all that makes sense. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're going through this right now, then go with it. The best advice I can give, I just gave a reading to a beautiful woman, and she's feeling stuck in that middle zone, where you're so close to jumping to your higher self, but then the past comes in, and I think the key is to face the past, to feel it, to cry about it, to be angry about it, to laugh about it. I've been remembering a lot of my friends who have passed away, a lot of the gay men who raised me. And I miss them terribly because they're the ones who gave me my sarcastic humor, my sharpness, my ego. They created me, you know, and I miss them, and I miss that love, and I miss that energy. I really do, because I miss people laughing, you know. To me, laughter is a great healer. So we're going to see what else Spirit wants to say. When I say Spirit, I just mean energy. We'll talk about that in another podcast or another show. Okay, here we go. Sky Dancer. We keep drawing the same cards. It's so funny. Surrender. And oh, thank you, Spirit, for reminding me of that, because somebody asked me, Faye, how do I get to that place where you go? And I got to tell you this, I surrendered. I surrendered, and I don't let a lot of things get to me anymore, but I'm also very particular about who's in my life, right? You've got to surrender to that energy. You have to let go of that ego a little bit and surrender to feeling that past that hurt you. You have to surrender to it. When you surrender to your spirit, it just starts to flow and takes you where you need to go. It's when we try to control it 100% that people get stuck. Make sense? I hope so. If not, ask questions in the comment section. Come on, reach out. Let's do this shit, man. I ain't playing. When I say I'm here to help y'all, I'm here to help y'all. I don't care. I don't care. Let's do it. Joan of Arc, oh my God. Don't even. If you know, I mean, watch my videos. Go back and watch the videos. Joan of Arc is my hero. She is, I cry when I think about her. I'm sure I've probably had a past life with this woman, or I don't know, but she is my hero. Voice of truth. I want to make sure everyone can read it and see it, but stand strong, focus on your purpose. Believe the fear of release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. Sorry, I was having a moment with Spirit. Now, because I was trying to interpret that card. Okay, so when I think of Joan of Arc, I think of fearlessness. I think of, you know what, don't worry about what other people think or say, and that comes with the ego too. Because I'll tell you what, I've dimmed my light for so long to make other people feel comfortable that I lost my light. Joan of Arc teaches us, don't lose that light, don't lose that power. This woman had no fear. She spoke her truth. I have the truth will set you free tattooed down my throat. You have to remember to always speak your truth. That doesn't mean you go out and, like, you know, if your truth is being pissed off about stuff, that you're just sending off negative truth. What the truth is learn to pick your battles. That's what I've learned. Sometimes I just keep my mouth shut because it's like, this person's never going to understand the argument anyway, and I'm on a higher vibration, so there's no point to even discuss anything. And you have to learn to pick your battles, but you still speak your truth, right? You don't come at the world in a defense mode. And I've done that my whole life. I've been abused. I was abused 80% of my life. But more than that, Spirit's saying almost 90% of my life. It's getting knocked down because I'm healing that abuse. And I'll tell you, you know, the thing that hurt me the most was the spiritual, emotional abuse. I mean, the physical abuse you can really get over. I mean, it's still traumatic, but the spiritual, mental stuff is very difficult. And especially as a child, if your parent is not loving you, and when your mother doesn't love you, it really fucks you up for a long time. The person who gave you life rejects you. It's, especially for a child, it's very difficult. As a adult, you move forward, and because you have to, you have no choice. But when you're a little girl and your mother says she doesn't love you and you're a piece of shit, which my mother told me, it damages you. I don't care what anyone says, it just does. You don't have that love and nurturing. And what I find is many people find me as the mother, and that's what Spirit said, is because a lot of people come to me and just cry on my bosom, you know. I've had it happen at my shows. They don't want me to read them. They don't want anything from me except to cry and give it to me. And that's part of what my healing job is I take people's pain. And some healers are like that. And props to you if you are, because that's a hard job. It ain't easy. And you have to learn how to not let that energy attach to you. See? That's a pro for you. So anyway, don't be afraid to speak your truth, to share your light with the world. There's nothing wrong with that. And if it's so powerful for people, those aren't your people. My circle is small, like so small. But I'm at the point in life where I don't need a lot of people around me because I'm so focused on what I am doing, and I'm at that place. And if you're at that place, that's okay too. But if you're at the place where you need people around you, that's okay too. Be okay with who you are and accept who you are. I love it. Who is it? I'm surprised. Radha, she's been here before. Soul Flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. So if that means when we have this full moon too, I think it's tomorrow maybe. Today's April 5th. I think it's tomorrow, 2023. Anyway, it doesn't matter when you see this. This is, if you're going through it, this is meant for you. Excuse me. Again, look at that card again. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. So what that means is some of you are awakening, like I am, on different levels of your healing path, and pay attention to it. So many of us are afraid to shine our light because we think, oh, if I tell people about all these great things happening to me, or how great my gifts are, or how magical and powerful Spirit has allowed me to do my work, they're going to judge me and all that. I don't care. You have to get to the place where you don't care if people judge you. If they do, they're still on the lower levels. But if they come to you and say, wow, I want to take this ride with you, show me how to do this, or, I want your healings on me, or whatever, then that's, focus on that. People talk shit about me all the time. Who cares? Those aren't my people. Nobody cares. At least I'm interesting, and that's what I always tell people. You know what? When I hear rumors about me and stuff, I go, wow, at least I'm interesting enough to talk about. And I think that's pretty cool. That people go out of their way to mention me in a sentence. At least my name is getting out there. All right, we have... It's so light, I like to show the cards because the pictures. Cosmic Womb, the Divine Feminine, 6 card. It's just basically a beautiful white cloud, And so the Divine Feminine is also walking with that grace, right? Knowing when to pick your battles, knowing when to nurture someone, knowing when to walk away from someone, paying attention to the instinct. You've got to do it. Now is the time. The veils are thin. The trees are being planted. They wanted one more card. Mahavatar Babaji. Soul expansion. Look at that. Your conscious is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. Now that might be for me because that's what I'm starting to feel. And if some of you are feeling that, that means, man, all the stuff you have gone through has led you to this perfect place, right? Because you're starting to break through. And if you're not there yet, it's okay. It means you just have to let go of the ego, not be afraid to shine your light, not be afraid to never dim your light for someone else, ever, 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 because you will find yourself so sad and so depressed and so confused because you are not honoring who you are. And that is not a fun place to be. I've been there. And if you are a healer or a very sensitive person, learn to protect yourself. I'm going to be making videos on how to do that, and there's also lots of good healers on YouTube. Find your one and go with it. And that's about all the time I have today. But I hope all of this made sense. this full moon coming is really a magical place. I happen to have the luxury of having a window that faces beautiful trees and sky, and the moon is shining in my living room, or my space here at night, and it's just so magical. And I'm very grateful for that. And the moon energy right now is pretty powerful, and the veils are very thin, so that's why so many people are waking up right now to their spiritual consciousness in a way that is more with love. The world is hurting right now, and we cannot dim our light. We cannot succumb to this negative energy. We have to keep going and pushing forward. That's all the time I have. Spirit, have anything else? Do one more card. What is this one? Garden of Venus. Well, lovey-dovey. I love it. Rest and renewal. So, the 7 card, too. 25. Rest and renewal. Here's another thing happening. Thank you for reminding me, Spirit. During this time of transition, some of you will feel tired, hermit-like, say, oh man, I don't feel like expanding my business right now, or I don't feel like working with clients, I don't feel like going to work, whatever the case may be. And that is a normal part of the journey. It really is. It's called your body getting ready to blossom. And your body and your mind and spirit need rest, and it's okay. Because in order to do the work, you need to be fully rested. And so if you're feeling that way, you know, it's okay. And plus it's cold here. I live in Washington State. It's always cold here. I'm just praying it. We have at least, you know, a couple good hot days this year. That's all I pray for. But anyway, well, that's not all I pray for, but weather-wise, that's all I ask. So let's close this out. Reach up to the sky, do some stretchies, rub our hands together, shake off all negativity, and say our morning prayer, afternoon prayer, whenever you hear this prayer. I call upon my spirit guides to come walk with me, give me the strength I need to see with clearer vision my own life path. I ask you, Great Spirit, to remove all obstacles that are keeping me from seeing my true path. I ask you to give me the courage to speak my truth without harming others. I ask you to give me the courage to face my truth without harming others and myself. I ask you, Great Spirit, to help me spread the power of love and kindness, and to let my light shine bright. Thank you, Great Spirit. Aho. Quick morning prayer, love. Send it out and know you've got this. Whatever you're going through, you got this. Thanks for watching The Tattooed Psychic. Have a beautiful day. Love yourself, love others. Don't dim your light. Let it shine bright.